Hi, Uptown Yoga community. I'm Jennifer, and welcome to our chair yoga class. A little bit of class to get you set up today. You will need a sturdy chair. If it is on a slippery surface, you might want to stick a rug or a yoga mat underneath it, as we will be using it to balance a little bit. Also, if you cannot bring your leg across like so, I'm going to recommend that you have some blocks beside you. If you don't have blocks, you can use books, and we'll get to those later, but just put them close beside. Now onto your chair where you feel comfortable. Be away from the back of the chair so that you can use your strength of your back and your abdominals to support your spine. Close the eyes down and let the shoulders just drop down away from the ears. And really important part of our class time is the beginning and in the end. And in the beginning, we're trying to shift away from our outside norm, our racing mind, and get more in tune with our body. The way that we do that is using the breath as a tool. So we start to breathe a little bit more fully and more consciously. So take a deeper breath in. Try to breathe past your chest and down towards your belly. Feel your belly expand out, and as you exhale, feel the belly draw back in. Shoulders stay relaxed. Complete pushing the air out before we inhale again. And at first, as we start to work with our breath, it can make us feel a little nervous or anxious. But as we power through that, we start to lengthen the inhales, we lengthen the exhales, and we increase our lung capacity. And so just 2 more breaths, trying to breathe in for maybe a count of 3 or 4. And then making sure that the exhale is of equal length. And one last time, breathing in. Already feeling the effects of becoming more mindful and being within our body. And then gently flutter the eyes open. Bring your hands to your knees. We'll do a movement of the spine that's like a seated cat and cow. So when you inhale, you're going to draw your chest forward, push the shoulders back, and maybe even take the eye gaze up towards the sky. Then as you exhale, round the back, pull the belly in. And then again, inhale, bring the chest up, shoulders back, and then exhale, squeeze the belly, engage the front side of the body. Inhale, engage the back side of the body as you push the chest forward. Exhale, engage the front side of the body, opening up the back side. And then come back to a neutral position. Let the spine stay tall. Let the shoulders still stay relaxed, and just drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. With your inhale breath, try to breathe into the left side of your neck. And then as you exhale, feel the left shoulder and the left ear kind of pulling in opposite directions. Another breath, let gravity work on that left shoulder to draw it down towards your left hip. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, left shoulder, left ear try to meet. So do keep the left shoulder down. You don't want to lift it to meet the ear, but let the ear rather feel as if it's going to become heavier and reach for the shoulder. All the muscles on the right side of the neck getting a nice opening. Just one more breath, allowing right shoulder to soften down. And then inhale back up to center. We're going to take the legs now and open them up wide. Good. So as much as you can, it's going to stretch into the inner thighs, but even just a little bit here. Just bring some sensation into the groin. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to forward fold. Now your arms, your elbows might stay onto your thighs so that you have a little bit more support. Feel as if the buttock stays down towards the chair, the tail stays lengthening back, and let the head, the neck go. If you can, the hands might crawl down towards your inner ankles or maybe even touch the ground in front of you. Once you get there, it's 2 big breaths to allow the spine to soften, the back side of the body stretch. Then use your hands, be gentle, crawl yourself back up your legs. Coming to an upright position, let the right arm stay down. It's going to your right thigh. If you can, the elbow will help to support you. Reach your left arm up. So this will be a big breath right here, and then with movement in the shoulder, circle the arm down and around. So if you can start to coordinate the breath with the movement, the inhale will reach the arm up, the exhale circles it down. You want to feel that the shoulder blade, the scapula, is pulling away from the spine, so you can even exaggerate the movement to make that happen. And then next time around, you'll take the arm over the head, hold there, and then pull the left fingertips away from the left hip. Left hip anchors down. Then lift yourself up. You can push off the right arm. Let the left arm come down. Again, it might just be your hand here supporting or all the way to your elbow. Reach the right arm up, big breath. And then as you exhale, circle it down and around. So we take 5 rotations here. If you like, you can let the eye gaze go with the hand. It will allow for a little bit more freedom in the neck, starting to warm that up. On your last one, take the right arm over the head and then let it be right there. Bicep drawing back beside your ear so your chest stays nice and open. One more breath, push through your right hip and right fingertips reaching away. And then push yourself back up on your inhale. Draw the knees together. So just wiggle the legs together. Push yourself up off, and we're going to come to standing. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see what's going on with my body. You can stay exactly where you're at. If you do need to move it because of a mat, go ahead. Fingertips are going to stay onto your chair. If it's a little bit higher, you can use your entire hands, of course. And then you'll take your right foot back behind you. You're going to tuck the toes down. Move these blocks so you can see my toes. You're going to tuck the toes under right here. The focus is going to be the front of the right hip, which gets really kind of congested when we're seated a lot. So you want to keep your hips forward and then lift your chest up. Look up towards the sky. It's a little bit of a back bend right here. And then release that. Step the right foot forward. Let the left toes tap back. Think about a back bend, just lifting your chest up. So as the toes go back, you're stretching the front of the left hip. And then keep lifting your ribs from your hips to increase the sensation. And then release that. Hands onto your chair, walk your feet back. And again, if your chair is higher, totally okay. You're going to let yourself come into like an L shape. So this is like our variation of downward facing dog. You're going to let your chest kind of fall through your arms. You do want to keep your arms kind of firm here, so they're not just completely relaxed, but do let it feel good in your upper back. So the chest reaches down. Your hamstrings, the backs of the legs, are going to feel a big stretch here as well. Take another big breath. Really let your chest release as if it's going to reach to the ground with the exhale, and then lift yourself up. We're going to step forward to the chair. And so now we're actually going to be doing chair pose. So the feet pointing straight forward, the hands will be onto your chair. You're going to bend your knees and come into what you would feel like a little bit of a squat. We're going to be strengthening through the backs of the legs and into the buttocks. You shouldn't feel this in your knees. If you do, draw the weight back into your heels, not into the toes. Now lift your chest up, let the shoulders relax down as much as possible. Put pressure into your hands as much as you need. Come up to stand, let that go because it's a lot of work into our hips. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, you're going to sit right back down into it. So again, the heels, when we push into our heels, it's going to fire up our hamstrings and our glutes. If we push into the toes, the weight goes into your knees where you don't want it. Push yourself back up through your heels. And then one more time, bend your knees, drop your hips. Keep your chest lifted, and then though the weight is in the heels, the feet are still pressing all the way down. Can you draw your lower belly in and make this feel a little bit more supportive for the spine? And then press yourself back up. Walk your feet back once again. So we'll go back into our variation of downward dog to stretch the back side of the body. So again, we were working hamstrings and glutes, so this is a nice little stretch for them afterwards. And then bring yourself back up. We'll step back forward to our chair. So next we're going to incorporate those last two standing postures together as we come into a little bit of a lunge. So we're going to step the right foot back here. You're going to bend your left knee. So again, this is going to be like you're in that chair position. The right leg might go back a little bit or it might go back a lot. But we're going to stretch through the front of the right hip at the same time we're strengthening through the left glute and hamstring. Keep it, if you kind of peek down, you should be able to see your toes on your left foot so that your left knee is not jutting straight forward past them. Take another breath. See if you can sink down just a little bit more with your exhale, and then stand on up. Good. Other side. So we'll take the left toes back. And I like to bend the knee first, so I already have this stability. So you can even keep your toes tapped here. Bend through your right knee. Feel stable in that right leg until you can take the left toes back. And again, it might be a little bit, it might be a lot. Try to keep your torso upright so you're not leaning too far forward. But obviously, if you need the support, you can put more weight into your hands. Feel the weight go back into that right heel again so that we can use our strong muscles to hold ourselves up. One more breath. Again, the exhale might let you go a little bit lower. And then stand back up top of the mat. Go ahead and walk the feet back. We'll go back into our downward dog. Stretch the body. And this is kind of a reset and letting go after the hard work. Lift yourself up and then bring yourself forward. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the next one, but you're welcome to continue to face straight towards your chair. It'll be a variation of tree pose. So the left leg is going to support us. We're going to bend our right knee and come to the tippy toes. Turn your right knee out to the side. This is an external rotation of the hip. Now you might notice right away that we kind of sass that left hip out, so you want to squeeze your left hip in so that you feel solid and supported on your left leg. Again, fingertips can be on to the chair or putting a little bit more pressure if you need to. Keep your shoulders over your hips, and again, you'll probably have two hands onto the chair to help support you here. And take another breath. See if you can push your right knee back, but at the same time push your right hip forward. Then bring your right knee forward, right heel down. We'll do the left side. So left knee bends, open the knee out towards the side. And notice right away, again, we probably kind of sway to counterbalance, but we want to pull and support in. So you want to squeeze that right hip inward so it's into the center line. And then keeping the chest lifted, notice what your belly's doing. We add some abdominal strength here to give us support. Take another breath and then see if the left knee can go back as your left hip goes forward. And then release that. Bring your hands back to your chair. And then one last time, we're going to go back into our downward facing dog variation. Stretch out through the shoulders, through the backs of the legs. Deep breath. Enjoy the stretch as much as possible. And then lift yourself up. Walk yourself forward. I'm going to turn my chair back forward so you can see me. And we're going to come down and take a seat. Yep. So walk around front of your chair. And then here's where if you can't cross your leg fully over your opposite knee, we're going to bring our blocks close beside our right foot. So the right foot is going to stay down. We're going to bring the left knee up. So either holding behind your left thigh and lifting the knee upward towards your chest. You can take it here, draw your shoulders back, and then feel a little bit of a stretch. You'll start to get a stretch through the back of the left leg, and you're also getting strengthening in the arms and also through the abdominals. So keep the left side squeezing in on the belly. Good. And then we'll take the left leg and cross it over the right knee. So here is, again, we're mimicking that, or we're doing the external rotation that we had within our tree pose. So if this is not available for you, you can start with your ankles crossed and make sure the knee is going outward so you have that external rotation. If you can go a little bit higher, you might try one block supporting the ankle, still in that external rotation, or you might have two blocks to come up here. Wherever you're at, take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold over your legs. Yeah. And so again, you might be resting hands onto your thighs. Again, foot might be on the block or up here over the knee. Or you can take forearms to the legs, or you might have your hands reaching down towards the ground. Have to be kind of super flexible for that one. You can also hold onto your chair legs anywhere you want. Feel as if you're pulling your chest forward past your shin, and that will increase the stretch when you need it. Deep breathing, allowing these big muscles to start to relax. And this is a really good stretch if you ever have any sciatic nerve issues, sciatica, or any issues with the lower back. This helps to alleviate and open that up. One more breath. And then lift yourself upright. You'll stay with the legs as they are. Take your right hand back to the back of your chair, left hand to the sole of the left foot, or just to the outside of the right knee. Lift your chest up and then twist, look over towards the right. So in our twist, we're moving our rib cage and our hips in opposite directions. So feel as if that right hip is staying forward and that you're moving your right rib cage towards the back side of the room. Use your breath and try to twist a little bit deeper on the exhale as you start to empty the body. And then inhale back to center. Release the leg. You can place it down towards the ground. If you needed the blocks or your books, whatever you had, take them over towards your left side and then hold on to the right leg and lift it up. And again, this is going to, not only might stretch your hamstrings, but it also helps to massage our digestive system. So on here, we have the ascending colon on the right side. So nice little pressure pushing into that. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee or down onto our blocks. Okay? Get tall first. So you want your spine to get really long and then start to lean forward. And a lot of times I like to take my hands to my hips so that I know that they're staying down and that I also have a grounding point to stretch and grow away from. So as I place my hands to the hips, I can push them into the chair and then pull my chest forward more. Again, all of this is optional. If you prefer to have your hands down for support, keep them onto the leg, but then just pull your chest forward when you need a little bit more. Always deep breathing to help the intensity pass. So if it feels like a really big stretch, take a deeper breath in. And then long breath out. And the exhale is where the magic happens. That's when the body has the signal to relax and let go. So make sure that that exhale is not just a little puff, but you can let all the breath out start to extend it. And then lift your chest upright. Left hand will go to the back of your chair or even just behind you a little bit. Turn and look to the left. right hand naturally will go over to your right foot or to the outside of your left leg. Lift the chest, ribs up away from your hips, and then rotate. So we get a nice little twist and massage through our digestive system here. So the taller you can get, the more that you can kind of wring yourself out with the exhale. One more breath. Keep the right shoulder down and relaxed. And then coming back to center, and take your right foot, place it down towards the ground. And let's end it with a big stretch. Reach your arms up overhead. Big breath, and as you exhale, draw your elbows down. So we call this cactus arms. We draw the elbows down and lift the chest up. Squeeze the shoulders at the back. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach your arms up. Get long through the side body. Exhale, draw the elbows down. 1 more time, big breath. And exhale, draw it down. And then just release the hands down onto your thighs or gently fold it into the lap. We return back to where we began with our eyes closed down and just breathing, feeling the effects of our practice today. And you're welcome to enjoy that for as long as you like. I'll see you next time. Namaste.